Hey guys, welcome to a new Nashville Masterclass. I am your host, James, Don't Blame Me, May, and today we are going to go over another very controversial subject, which is Bill W., the founder of Alcoholics Anonymous, taking LSD. Before we jump in, I want to implore you to please like and subscribe, because if you don't, then what am I doing this for anyway? But let's get right into the subject. So the year is 1956. It's been nearly 2 decades since Bill W. had been sober, and he takes LSD as a part of a study to see how it worked on addicts. And it was a very profound experience for Bill W. He wrote that he thought LSD was a very good thing for recovering addicts, and it helped him very much look at his life and his sobriety in a different way. But of course, the backlash was swift and powerful. So here's this program that is based on complete abstinence of all mind-altering drugs, even though AA is filled with caffeine and nicotine. But still, it made tens of thousands of people very upset, thinking that they look towards this man to help them get sober, and he's taking LSD. And I remember reading that the leadership of AA was very upset. Now, if you've ever been a part of an AA, you know there's not supposed to be any leadership, but there is. There are people that decide a lot of the things, and they just don't call themselves leaders. But this was something that was covered up really quickly and kind of just pushed out the door or swept under the rug. They didn't want people to know about this, and he very reluctantly agreed to stop talking about it. But the fact remains that the founder of AA did take LSD after he got sober, and was of a mind that it would help addicts very much. Now, I know I just did a video on psychedelic trauma, but psychedelic trauma really happens when you don't have any guide. When you're in a setting where you're being guided by a therapist, it's in a controlled location. If there is some kind of freak out, they can administer benzodiazepines to abort the trip. But it just goes to show you that things aren't what they seem. So in AA, they preach that once you become sober, you're to take nothing else mind-altering except for nicotine and caffeine. And the only reason that is because back when this was founded, they weren't thought to be really mind-altering drugs. So they just kind of been accepted in. But I think anybody that has anything to do with drugs or addiction knows that the study of psychedelics to help people in addiction is being ramped up to a feverish pace. MDMA and psilocybin are, I think, on their way to the FDA to be approved to be a Schedule 2 this year. And it would be a great thing if they are accepted as a Schedule 2. So, and this is another thing I'm pushing back against AA and NA. I don't want people to sit here and think I'm anti-AA, anti-NA. No, if it works for you, then that's great. You go into these things with an open mind. And I still like the community. I like I like having friends that are trying to go on the same journey I am. And a lot of what they say makes sense and work. But as you can see, they're not above hushing something up or trying to sweep something under the rug that they don't like. Psychedelics in a controlled setting have proven to be a wonderful tool to help people with addiction. And the fact that the very founder of AA was not able to talk about this and to tell others, I think this is really something good, something that can help us, just shows the internal struggle I've been talking about of people wanting something one way. Doesn't matter what the facts say. Doesn't matter what the facts say. They thought something was one way, and when it comes to light that it wasn't what they thought, well, they just pretend it didn't happen. And that's not how you should do things. You should take information as it comes and process it. And if it's good, use it. Not try to pretend like it never happened. And it also just shows the absolute hypocrisy that's in AA and NA of these people who think they know what's good for every single body, everywhere in the world, no matter what. These hard set rules I'm talking about that you can't do. Humans are all different. Addiction is different for everybody. Sobriety is different for everybody. And so these hard and fast rules, they don't really work. Everything should be on a one-on-one basis. And I was just putting this information out not to say, well, look, Bill W. is a liar. No, quite the contrary. To show that even the guy who started AA was looking at different ways and different approaches for people, to help people with addiction, and people within an organization he founded silenced what information he had. You won't find this anywhere in the big book. You will not find it anywhere in any literature. You won't hear a whisper about this in AA. Anywhere you go, in any country, any city, anywhere, you won't hear people talk about it. But now you should start. It is a fact. This happened. There's more literature out there than you would think about this that happened. And there's a new series on Netflix on it's called How to Change Your Mind by Michael Pollan. And what I was watching it last night, and they said something about it, and I remember reading about it, and I was like, nobody really knows about this. And most people in AA, if they saw this, they would think this guy's a liar and just trying to start a controversy. No. This really happened. Bill W. did take LSD. This is 2 decades after he got sober, and he did think it was a very good tool to help people with addiction. So you take this information any way you want. You can like it or not like it, but don't come in the comments calling me a liar, because I can prove you 1,000 times over I'm not. So food for thought. Things are not all they seem. Some people, some organizations that seem to have all the answers, they don't have all the answers, because no one does. I don't. No one has all the answers. Hard, fast rules for everybody do not work. And when it comes to addiction, sometimes thinking outside the box is the best way. So I hope you guys enjoy this. You have a good one.